How is everyone? I hope you're well. As promised, I said once I got an air filter on this, one of you guys had asked, and got the oil there lined out, we'd get it out and run it a little more. I had to pull the pump out of it. Any passageway in that tank that could have been stopped up was stopped up. The passage in the pulse pump itself that actually helps to feed the oil was actually clogged up itself, but luckily I had another pump here on another tank that seems to be okay. We're pumping oil now. I can make a mess on my desk, so I know the auto oiler will work because it was working on the saw that I tore down. It was the saw that we put the 1010S engine into, so we should be good to go there for oil, which, you know, may or may not speed up the cut on the saw. There at the end, chain was getting pretty dang tight. Usually when you're spinning one at a high chain speed, if they ain't got a lot of oil, and I know a lot of race saws don't have an oiler on them. They just either like dip the bar or spray the bar down with bar oil or something before they make their 3 cuts. But we got our air filter. I had no idea it was made like it is, but said it was an air filter for a blow-off valve for a turbo car. The pictures of it didn't really look like that, just the way they had the thing laying in the picture, but it kind of worked out to my benefit. I just put a plug in the top of it. If you'll remember, this saw, the carburetor's gutted on it. There's no choke mechanism at all. We can pull that plug out, prime the saw, get it going without, you know, taking everything apart. But what I'm going to do next is get our bar and chain back out, and I'm going to see if there's anything I can do with that chain to maybe make it cut a little quicker. It was just touched up. Honestly, with one of these, if I can find it, I really like these. I know not everyone's a fan of gadgets or guides, and I can follow one by hand, you know, as good as the next person. But if you have trouble with your hands cramping up, and you're just wanting to touch up a chain, get it back cutting decent again, pick you up one of these Steel 3-in-1 guides. I'm a big fan of it. I liked it so well, I went back and bought the one to do 3/8 low pro. And I'm probably going to order the one to do 325 and just put them all 3 in my little box in the truck and leave them there. We may make a video on that, but I'd touched this chain up with that and the big 404 chain on the 880. That's what I followed it with that width, is that it hits your drags and your cutter at the same time. It don't get the gullet out of the chain. That's mainly what I'm going to look at here and see what kind of gullet's in it, and see if we can get it, you know, do a little work to the chain, get it to cut a little quicker. But I'll bring you guys back then. We started the round fall and pulled out most of the gullet out of it, and then went to a double bevel. We'll see. Usually I end up with a chain that's way too aggressive when I try to square fall, but just one of them deals. Practice makes perfect, I guess, but it's like stupid sharp. Yeah, just touching it or rubbing it down lay you wide open. But I'm gonna pull the air box lid off of it where I can actually tune it, but we'll still have the air filter on it. And once I make a couple cuts and get it turned up and dialed in good, I'll bring you guys back and video a little. Alright guys, time to wrap this one up. I'm not sure if you'll be able to show. I tried to show on the tack I had on the saw and the camera. Hopefully you can see it's turning some pretty decent RPMs for an old 10 series Mac. Like I mentioned earlier, technically 90% of the saw's a 1010. Engine's Pro Max 700. Down to the carburetors, the stock 1010 carburetor. It's just been modified a little bit. It's probably starving for carb. Swapping something bigger onto it would probably improve it. All of these saws use the same carb or same size Venturi carb from a 1010 all the way up to like a Super Pro 81 or Pro Mac 850. I've compared them, you know, side by side. Not really any difference in them. But it may benefit from more carb. This air filter, closer look, I did not know it had that opening on the top of it when I ordered it, but I think I mentioned that already. But kind of comes in handy. Pull the plug out, prime it, start it, put the plug back in. It's not a work saw anyway. One of you'd ask how long it'll last. Hell, I have no idea. With this carb, you know, it'd probably be okay for a little bit doing what we're doing. If I decide to put a larger carb on it and, you know, turn the RPMs up on it, I don't know. It'd probably end up cooking after a while, but I could probably pull the carb and air box and air filter assembly off of one of these other 1010s. Put a 20 on it and take it out and fall timber with it and be just fine, I think. Just because they're really hot doesn't mean you have to keep the high jet leaned out and keep them turning 14 grand, which this is not turning 14. It's a little over 13, I think, is what I've seen on it. Hopefully that's what you guys seen on the camera. That's kind of what it was bouncing at or out, bouncing around at here. If I tried to lean it out anymore, it'd just kind of fall off, and, you know, richen it up obviously slows it down, but it's pretty safe there. The chain, it's pulling it damn good. I'm really liking that double bevel fall or square fall. Technically, I don't guess it's square because it's double bevel, but they're considered square fall anyway. I've actually got a little goofy looking one, and then some really, really old ones here. I don't even remember where I got them. They probably come in a kit or something that's completely flat on the side. Never even tried to file a chain with one of those, but really, really smooth, fast cutting chain, and has killer pull to it. I believe I could drop the drags down even more and handle it. 8 pin on the way. It'll be here tomorrow, but it'll probably be next week before I get this thing out. And I'm really, really having thoughts of building, you know, a tuned pipe for it, an expansion chamber. I don't want to seem like I'm jumping on any bandwagon or anything. I've had parts laying here for probably 6 months or something to do one on the 064. Just ain't brought myself to do it yet, but I'm sure it'd look like crap, but as long as it worked, I really don't care. Chain's definitely oiling now. I get oil on my hands there. Yeah, I like it. It's a blast to run. Hope you guys enjoyed the build. You know, as always, thank you guys for watching. Y'all stay safe, and everybody have a good one.